the whispers of nothingness as the world outside quiets and your breath deepens. Imagine a space beyond all you know, where silence holds a secret, vast and deep, a gentle force, unseen, yet always there, whispering tales of the cosmos slow, grand. Stretch. The day's last light has faded, and a hush now settles around you. Feel the soft weight of your blanket, the gentle rhythm of your own breath. With each slow inhale, each longer exhale, imagine yourself drifting, not away, but deeper. Inward, your mind, a quiet lake, reflects the vast, dark sky above. It's in this stillness, this gentle quietude, that we can begin to listen for the universe's most subtle secrets. Imagine, if you will, the deepest night you have ever known. A night so dark, so profound, that the stars seem to ignite the very air around you. But even beyond those distant, shimmering points of light, there is something else. Something you cannot see, cannot touch, yet it is profoundly, undeniably present. It is the very essence of space itself, vast and stretching, holding everything within its silent embrace. Think of it as the ultimate canvas, upon which all of creation is painted. Not a blank canvas, but one that is subtly, imperceptibly, always growing. This isn't a growth that you can perceive with your eyes, or even with the most powerful telescopes. It's a gentle, persistent expansion, woven into the very fabric of existence. It's as if the universe is breathing, taking an incredibly slow, vast breath that lasts for eons. Now, let your mind wander to the concept of nothingness. What does it truly mean? Is it simply an absence of everything? A void, empty and still? For a long time, we thought of space, especially the space between galaxies, as just that, an inert, empty vacuum. A cosmic emptiness waiting to be filled. But as we listened more closely, as we observed the distant cosmos with ever-increasing clarity, a surprising whisper began to emerge from this supposed void. This whisper spoke of an invisible force, a presence that defies our everyday understanding. It's not like the wind you feel on your skin or the current in a river. It doesn't push against things in the way a physical force might. Instead, it seems to reside within space itself, an inherent energy that causes space to stretch, to unfurl, to gently expand. This whisper, this unseen influence, is what we've come to call dark energy. Picture a vast silent ocean. Not an ocean of water, but of pure ethereal energy. This ocean isn't confined to a specific place. It is the space around you, the space between the stars, and the unimaginable distances between galaxies. And within this vast, invisible ocean, there's a subtle, inherent pressure, a gentle outward push. It's as if the very fabric of this ocean is gently, slowly separating, carrying everything along with it. Consider a baker's rising dough. As the yeast works its magic, the dough expands, and any raisins baked within it move farther and farther apart, not because they are actively pushing away from each other, but because the dough itself is growing. In a similar, incredibly grand way, the galaxies in our universe are like those raisins, and the dough is space itself. Expanding under the influence of this mysterious dark energy, this expansion is not centered on any one point. It's not as if there's a cosmic explosion, pushing things outward from a single origin. Instead, it's happening everywhere, all at once. Every parcel of space, every tiny increment of distance is gently growing. This means that a galaxy far, far away is moving away from us, not because it's hurtling through space, but because the space between us and that galaxy is stretching, increasing the distance. It's a concept that challenges our intuitive grasp of how the universe works. Yet it's supported by the grand symphony of light and time we observe. Imagine looking out at the night sky. The light from the most distant galaxies has traveled for billions of years to reach your eyes. As that light journeyed across the cosmos, It was subtly stretched by the expanding space. This stretching makes the light appear redder, a phenomenon known as cosmic redshift. The farther away a galaxy is, the more its light has been redshifted, indicating that the space between us has expanded even more. This gentle stretching of light is one of the universe's softest, yet most profound whispers of its expansion. So, as you lie here, enveloped in the quiet darkness, imagine this unseen force. It's not something to fear or even to fully comprehend in a conventional sense. It is simply there, a fundamental aspect of the cosmos, quietly performing its work. It's like the unseen currents that shape the deep ocean, or the silent forces that guide the growth of a mighty tree. It is part of the grand, unfolding story of everything. And this quiet, persistent expansion, this gentle pushing apart of all things, is only one part of the cosmic ballet, a dance where another powerful, yet equally mysterious, force also plays a crucial role. Tomorrow, we will listen more closely to the universe's grand design, the cosmic ballet's gentle push. Close your eyes and feel the soft pull of gravity. Yet, far beyond, another dance unfolds, unseen, a push, not a pull, shaping the cosmic flow, guiding galaxies in a slow, elegant sway, a mysterious partner in the universe's grand design. As you settle deeper into the quiet comfort, notice the subtle sensations around you. Perhaps the gentle pressure of your pillow, the soft weight of your limbs, or the steady, reassuring beat of your own heart. These are all expressions of a fundamental force you know intimately, gravity. It's the unseen hand that keeps your feet on the ground, that pulls the rain from the sky, that holds the moon in its orbit around our Earth. Gravity is the great gatherer, the cosmic unifier, constantly drawing things together, shaping planets into spheres and binding stars into galaxies. It's a pull, a powerful embrace, a force that feels inherently familiar to us. Now, extend your awareness beyond your immediate surroundings, beyond our Earth, beyond our solar system. Imagine the vast, intricate tapestry of the universe, woven with countless stars, nebulae, and galaxies, each held together by the gentle, persistent tug of gravity. Our Milky Way galaxy, for instance, is a swirling disk of billions of stars, all bound by their mutual gravitational attraction. And our galaxy itself is part of a larger cosmic neighborhood called the Local Group, where a handful of galaxies, including the Andromeda Galaxy, are slowly, gracefully dancing around each other, drawn by gravity's invisible chains. For a long time, gravity was thought to be the dominant force shaping the large-scale structure of the universe. We envisioned a cosmos where everything was being slowly pulled closer, where galaxies would eventually merge, perhaps even collapsing back in on themselves in a grand final embrace. It was a beautiful, elegant picture of a universe held together by a single, powerful attraction. But then, the universe revealed another secret, a surprising counterpoint to gravity's pull. It was a discovery that profoundly shifted our understanding of the cosmic ballet. Imagine watching a grand dance where you expect all the dancers to be drawing closer, perhaps twirling into a central embrace. But then you notice some dancers are actually moving subtly, yet persistently apart, not because they are pushing each other away, but because the very floor beneath them is expanding, stretching the distance between them. This gentle, pervasive, outward motion, this subtle push, is the other partner in the universe's grand design, dark energy. While gravity pulls, dark energy pushes. While gravity seeks to gather and clump, dark energy seeks to spread and disperse. It's an opposing force, not violent or chaotic, but quiet and relentless, working on the grandest scales imaginable. Think back to our analogy of the rising dough. Gravity is like the tiny gravitational attraction between individual raisins, trying to pull them closer. But the rising of the dough, that expansive force, is akin to dark energy, causing the raisins to move further apart, despite their own gravitational inclinations. The overall effect we observe is the result of these. Two immense forces, gravity and dark energy, in a delicate cosmic tug-of-war. In the early universe, gravity held the dominant sway. The universe was incredibly dense and hot, and matter was packed closely together. Gravity, being a short-range force, was very strong at these close quarters, causing small irregularities in the distribution of matter to grow into the first. Stars and galaxies. It was a time of intense gathering, of cosmic construction, as gravity patiently molded the raw materials of the universe into the magnificent structures we see today. But as the universe continued to expand, and the matter within it became more thinly spread, gravity's pull began to weaken. Its influence, though still potent on local scales, like holding galaxies together, became less effective at cosmic distances. And as gravity's grip loosened, the subtle, pervasive influence of dark energy began to assert itself more strongly. It's like two dancers on an ever-expanding stage. Initially, they might be close enough to feel each other's pull, to perhaps even orbit one another. But as the stage itself grows larger and larger, the distance between them increases, and any intrinsic push of the stage itself becomes more pronounced in their relative motion. This push of dark energy isn't a burst or an explosion. It's an inherent property of space itself. It's not something flowing through space, but rather a characteristic of space. Imagine that every tiny, empty volume of space contains a minuscule, inherent amount of energy. And as space expands, more and more empty volume is created, meaning more and more of this inherent energy comes into existence, subtly adding to the expansive push. It's a continuous, self-reinforcing process, driving the universe's acceleration. This acceleration, this gentle, ever-increasing push, is why galaxies are not only moving apart, but are doing so at an ever-increasing rate. It's as if the cosmic ballet is speeding up, not with a sudden jolt, but with a gradual, almost imperceptible increase in tempo. Distant galaxies are not just receding, they are accelerating away from each other. This surprising discovery was a turning point in our understanding of the universe, revealing a force more profound and widespread than gravity itself on the grandest scales. So, as you drift deeper into sleep, let the image of this cosmic ballet settle in your mind. Feel the familiar, comforting pull of gravity that holds our world together, and then gently expand your awareness to include the unseen, pervasive push of dark energy, silently guiding the universe towards its vast, unfolding future. It's a dance of magnificent scale, a subtle interplay of forces that continues to shape our cosmic home. And as this ballet continues, it leaves behind faint yet profound echoes in the universe, whispers from its very beginning, the loom of space-time. Unraveling, picture the fabric of existence, vast and fine, stretching ever outward, thread by silken thread, not by a hand, but by an unseen power, unfurling the cosmic tapestry, silently, endlessly, a gentle expansion, woven into the very being of space. As you drift further into the realm. Between wakefulness and sleep, let your mind become an observer, gazing upon the very structure of reality. Imagine the universe not as an empty stage, but as an intricately woven tapestry, vast and seamless, stretching out in all directions. This isn't just an abstract idea. It's how physicists often describe space-time, the fundamental fabric of our cosmos. Think of this fabric as a colossal, invisible loom. On this loom, every star, every planet, every galaxy, and indeed every atom is a tiny knot or shimmering thread. We too are part of this grand cosmic weaving. For centuries, we understood this fabric to be mostly static, a fixed backdrop, against which the drama of the universe unfolded. Gravity, we learned, was like a gentle indent or curve in this fabric, causing objects with mass to roll towards each other like marbles on a stretched sheet dipping towards a heavy ball. This was Albert Einstein's revolutionary insight, showing us that gravity isn't a force pulling through space, but a curvature of space-time itself. But now, our understanding of this cosmic tapestry has deepened, revealing an even more profound secret. This fabric, this grand loom, is not static at all. It is alive, subtly yet persistently changing. It is unraveling, not in a chaotic way, but with an immense, unhurried grace. Imagine that invisible hand not pulling threads apart, but rather, the very threads themselves are slowly, continuously lengthening. This is the essence of what dark energy is doing to the fabric of space-time. It's as if every single thread in this cosmic tapestry is being gently, silently stretched, not by a visible force, not by something pulling from the edges, but by an inherent quality within the fabric itself. Each millimeter, each centimeter, each light year of space is expanding, growing a tiny bit longer, minute by minute, eon by eon. This means that the distance between any 2 points in the universe, unless they are held together by a stronger local force like gravity within a galaxy, is steadily increasing. Consider a small, intricate drawing on a balloon. As you inflate the balloon, the surface stretches, and the lines on your drawing spread further apart. The drawing isn't moving across the surface of the balloon. Rather, the surface itself is expanding, carrying the drawing along with it. In a similar way, galaxies aren't hurtling through space to get farther away from us. Instead, the very space between them and us is expanding, increasing the distance. This stretching, this unraveling of space-time is happening everywhere simultaneously. There is no center to this expansion, no single point from which everything is pushing away. It's an everywhere to everywhere expansion, woven into the very geometry of the cosmos. Every point in space perceives every other distant point as receding, because the fabric connecting them is gently, continuously being stretched. This quiet unraveling of space-time is the fundamental mechanism by which dark energy asserts its influence. It's not a burst of energy, nor is it a traditional force. Instead, it seems to be an intrinsic property of space-time itself, an inherent energy density that resides even in the emptiest vacuum. As space expands, more empty space is created, and with it, more of this intrinsic energy, leading to a self-perpetuating cycle of acceleration. Imagine a long, flowing river. For most of its journey, the water flows at a steady pace. But then, as it nears the ocean, the riverbed begins to gently widen and the currents subtly accelerate. The water isn't being pushed faster by an external force. Rather, the very boundaries of the river are expanding, allowing for a broader, swifter flow. This gentle, continuous widening, this acceleration, is what we observe in the universe. The riverbed of space-time is unspooling and carrying all the cosmic waters, the galaxies, and clusters along with it at an ever-increasing velocity. Profound stretching of space-time also has fascinating implications for the light that travels through it. When light from a distant galaxy begins its journey towards us, it's like a wave rippling across this cosmic fabric. As the fabric itself stretches, the wavelength of that light also stretches, becoming longer. Longer wavelengths of visible light appear redder to our eyes. This phenomenon, the cosmic redshift we mentioned before, is not simply due to a galaxy moving away from us like a car speeding down a road. It's primarily because the very space the light is traveling through is expanding, stretching the light wave itself, much like drawing a wavy line on a rubber band and then stretching the rubber band. This gentle, continuous unraveling of the cosmic tapestry, driven by dark energy, paints a picture of a universe that is not static, but profoundly dynamic, always evolving, always stretching. It's a silent, endless process woven into the very being of space. And as this fabric expands, it carries with it not just matter and energy, but also the ancient echoes of the universe's earliest moments. Echoes that are subtly stretched and transformed by this ongoing journey. Echoes from the edge of forever. Listen closely, not with your ears, but with your mind, to the faint echoes of the universe's birth, carried on the winds of an expanding realm, ancient light stretching, cooling, telling a story of a universe born. Small, now growing ever vast dot as you continue your gentle drift into slumber. Let your awareness expand beyond the immediate quiet of your room, beyond our planet, and even beyond our galaxy. Imagine reaching back through time, not just years or centuries, but billions of years to the very dawn of creation. It's a journey into the deepest past, a time when the universe was impossibly hot, incredibly dense, and unimaginably small. From that primordial state, a cosmos has been continuously unfolding, expanding and cooling, leaving behind faint yet profound whispers of its earliest moments. These whispers are not sounds in the air, but ancient light, stretched and cooled by the eons of cosmic expansion, carrying with them the story of everything. Picture, if you can, a moment when the entire observable universe was compressed into a space smaller than a single atom. An astonishing thought, isn't it? From this unimaginably compact state, it began to expand with incredible speed, a process we call the Big Bang, but don't imagine an explosion in empty space. Rather, it was an expansion of space itself. As space expanded, it also cooled much. Like a gas expands and cools when released from a pressurized container. In those very first moments, the universe was a chaotic, energetic soup of fundamental particles, too hot for light to travel freely. It was opaque like a dense fog. Photons, the particles of light, were constantly scattering off charged particles, unable to escape their energetic embrace. Imagine trying to see through a thick, glowing cloud. Every ray of light bounces off something before it can reach your eye. But as the universe continued to expand, it cooled. After about 380,000 years, the temperature dropped to a crucial point. At this temperature, protons and electrons, which had been free-floating, finally combined to form neutral atoms of hydrogen and helium. This event was monumental because suddenly there were far fewer free charge particles for photons to scatter off. The universe, which had been opaque, suddenly became transparent. Light, for the very first time, was free to travel unimpeded across the cosmos. This burst of ancient light, released when the universe first became transparent, is still traveling across the vastness of space today. It's an all-pervasive glow, a faint echo of that momentous time. We call it the cosmic microwave background, or CMB. It's not a single point of light, but a faint, uniform glow coming from every direction in the sky, like a distant, ethereal hum. It's the oldest light we can ever hope to observe, a direct snapshot of the universe when it was just a tiny fraction of its current age. Now, imagine this ancient light setting out on its journey through billions of years of cosmic expansion. As we discussed, the fabric of space-time itself is stretching, slowly unraveling under the influence of dark energy. And as space stretches, it also stretches the wavelengths of the light traveling through it. This is why the light from the cosmic microwave background, which was originally emitted as visible or even ultraviolet light, has been stretched so dramatically that it has shifted into the microwave part of the electromagnetic spectrum. It has been stretched and cooled by the very expansion of the universe, telling us a profound story of its journey. Think of it like a beautiful, clear chime being struck. The sound waves spread out, maintaining their original pitch. But now, Imagine that the very air through which the sound waves travel is continuously expanding. As the air expands, the sound waves themselves are stretched, their wavelength becoming longer and their pitch dropping lower and lower until it becomes an almost imperceptible hum. The cosmic microwave background is that ancient chime. Its initial high-pitched brilliance now stretched into a faint, cool hum of microwaves, reaching us from every direction, everywhere we look. The CMB is incredibly uniform, telling us that the early universe was remarkably smooth and even. But if you listen very, very closely, if you analyze it with the most sensitive instruments, you can detect tiny, minuscule variations in its temperature. These variations are incredibly small, perhaps only a few millionths of a degree, but they are incredibly significant. They are like subtle ripples on the surface of that primordial ocean of light, the very first seeds of structure in the universe. These tiny temperature differences correspond to minuscule variations in the density of matter in the early universe. In the slightly denser regions, gravity, that great gatherer, could begin its work. Over billions of years, these tiny clumps of matter would slowly, steadily attract more matter, growing larger and larger, eventually collapsing to form the first stars, then galaxies, and then clusters of galaxies. The cosmic microwave background, therefore, is not just a picture of the early universe. It is a blueprint for the entire structure of the cosmos we see today. The fact that we can detect this ancient light, stretched and cooled by the universe's expansion, is a profound testament to the grand story of our cosmos. It confirms the Big Bang model of the universe's origin and provides crucial evidence for the ongoing expansion we've been exploring. It tells us that the universe started in a very hot, dense state and has been expanding and cooling ever since. And as dark energy continues its gentle, pervasive work, stretching the fabric of space-time, it also continues to stretch and cool any light traveling through it. This means that future generations, billions of years from now, will see the cosmic microwave background stretched even further, becoming even colder and harder to detect, eventually perhaps fading completely from view. The echoes from the edge of forever are growing fainter, carried on the ever-accelerating winds of an expanding realm. So, as you rest, imagine these ancient whispers reaching you from the very dawn of time. Feel the profound connection to the universe's beginning, carried by light that has journeyed across billions of years, stretched and transformed by the same cosmic expansion we feel happening now. This vast unfolding story, beginning with a fiery birth and now gently pushed by an unseen force, leads us to contemplate the very nature of what fills this immense, stretching void, this unseen ocean of energy that guides the galaxies, the unseen ocean of energy. Imagine floating in an endless, quiet sea, not of water, but of an unseen energy, profound and deep, washing over all, within and without. A subtle tide that carries stars and galaxies away, a serene current shaping the cosmic shore dot as your breath deepens and your mind softens. Let your imagination carry you to a truly vast and profound place. Picture yourself suspended in an endless, quiet ocean. This isn't an ocean of blue water or even a sea of stars, but something far more fundamental, far more pervasive. It is an ocean of pure, unseen energy, deep and still, yet subtly flowing. This is the realm of dark energy, a concept so vast it transcends our everyday understanding. Yet it is profoundly shaping the universe around us and indeed within us. For a long time, we thought of the vacuum of space, the seemingly empty regions between planets and stars, as truly empty, a void, a nothingness. But modern physics suggests a much more intriguing reality. Even the emptiest corners of space are not truly empty. Instead, they are teeming with latent energy, fluctuating at the quantum level, a subtle underlying hum of potential. Dark energy is believed to be connected to this inherent energy of space itself, a fundamental property of the vacuum dot. Imagine this vacuum energy as a very thin, perfectly even mist that permeates everything. It's so diffuse, so subtly present that we don't perceive it directly. Yet, its cumulative effect across the vast expanses of the cosmos is immense. It's like the gentle, consistent pressure within a perfectly sealed, infinitely large balloon. Even if the pressure is tiny, the sheer volume of the balloon means that the subtle pressure exerts a tremendous outward force. This ocean of dark energy isn't concentrated in one place. It's everywhere, woven into the very fabric of space-time we discussed earlier. Every cubic centimeter of seemingly empty space contains a tiny, constant amount of this energy. And as the universe expands, as space itself stretches and grows, more empty space is created. And with that new space, more of this inherent dark energy comes into existence, adding to the overall outward push. This is why the expansion of the universe is not just happening, but is accelerating. It's a self-amplifying process, a continuous, serene current that carries galaxies away from one another. Think of it like this. Imagine you have a very large, incredibly fine mesh net stretching out infinitely. Now, imagine that the very knots in this mesh and the threads between them are continuously, imperceptibly growing longer. The knots aren't moving through the mesh. The mesh itself is expanding. This expansion is what dark energy is doing. It's not pushing objects through space, but rather, it is increasing the amount of space between objects. This subtle, pervasive tide of dark energy washes over everything. It doesn't interact with light or matter in the way ordinary energy does. It doesn't glow. It doesn't absorb. It doesn't emit. This is why it's dark. Not because it's evil or mysterious in a frightening way, but simply because it doesn't interact with the electromagnetic spectrum, making it invisible to our telescopes. We can only infer its existence through its effects on the grand scale of the universe, the acceleration of cosmic expansion. Consider the early universe. It was packed with matter and radiation, incredibly dense. In that dense environment, the attractive force of gravity was dominant. It was like a crowded city where every person is drawn to every other person. But as the universe expanded, the matter and radiation became more dilute. The universe became less crowded, and as the density of matter and radiation decreased, the influence of gravity, which depends on density, began to wane on the largest scales. It was at this point, roughly 5 billion years ago, that the influence of dark energy began to truly assert itself. Imagine our vast, quiet ocean. In the beginning, they were strong, local currents created by powerful gravitational whirlpools, the nascent galaxies and clusters. But as these whirlpools spread out and weakened, the subtle, underlying, pervasive flow of the entire ocean began to dominate. This is when the expansion of the universe began to accelerate, driven by the unchanging, constant density of dark energy, while the density of matter continued to dilute. This unseen ocean of energy is truly a profound mystery. We have theories about its nature. One leading idea is that it is a cosmological constant, an intrinsic energy of empty space itself, as proposed by Einstein many years ago, though he later discarded the idea. If this is true, it means that as space expands, the density of dark energy remains constant because new space brings with it new dark energy. This constant density means its expansive push becomes increasingly dominant over gravity as the universe grows larger and larger. Another idea suggests that dark energy might be a dynamic field, something that changes over time, sometimes referred to as quintessence. This would imply a more complex, evolving role for this unseen force. Whatever its true nature, its effects are undeniable and transformative for the universe's destiny. So, as you rest in the quiet, imagine yourself floating on this immense, unseen ocean of energy. Feel its subtle, consistent presence all around you, within every breath, within every space. It is the serene current that is silently, steadily shaping the cosmic shore, carrying stars and galaxies on an infinite journey. This is the underlying force that guides the great dispersion, gently, ceaselessly pushing everything further and further apart, revealing the true scale of separation in the universe. The great dispersion's embrace feel the vastness, not as emptiness, but as gentle separation. As galaxies drift apart like leaves on a slow stream, each on its own journey, guided by an unseen hand, a dispersion not of loss, but of boundless growth, embracing the ever-widening cosmic vista. As you settle deeper into the quietude, let your mind become attuned to a unique kind of vastness, not the vastness of endless stars, but the vastness of separation. Imagine the entire universe, not as a collection of fixed objects, but as an ever-unfolding landscape where everything is gracefully, gently moving away from everything else, carried by an unseen current. This is the great dispersion, the quiet, yet profound embrace of dark energy, leading to an ever-widening cosmic vista. For countless ages, the universe was primarily a story of gathering. Gravity, as we explored, pulled matter together, forming colossal structures, stars igniting from collapsing gas clouds, galaxies coalescing from swirling dust and gas, and clusters of galaxies slowly drawing themselves into immense cosmic knots. In those early times, if you could have observed the universe, you would have seen more and more things coming together, forming larger and more complex entities. It was a universe of increasing density and intricate formation. But as the universe aged, and as the subtle push of dark energy gained ascendancy over gravity on the grandest scales, the narrative began to shift. The dominant theme transitioned from gathering to separation, from clumping to dispersion. Now, imagine galaxies not as static islands in a static sea, but as immense luminous rafts slowly drifting apart on an ever-expanding ocean. This isn't a violent tearing apart, but a serene, unhurried separation, dictated by the very nature of space itself. Consider a handful of dandelion seeds released on a gentle breeze. Each seed, initially close to its siblings, is carried away on its own path, diverging from the others as the breeze continues. The air itself is the medium of separation, quietly expanding and carrying the seeds outward. Our galaxies, bound internally by their own strong gravitational pulls, are like those dandelion seeds, while the stars within a galaxy remain held together. The galaxies themselves are being carried away from each other by the expansion of space. Driven by dark energy. This dispersion is happening on scales beyond our immediate comprehension. The Andromeda Galaxy, our nearest large galactic neighbor, is still approaching us due to the strong gravitational pull between our two galaxies. But beyond our immediate galactic neighborhood, almost every other galaxy is receding from us, and the farther away they are, the faster they appear to recede. This isn't because they are moving through space at incredibly high speeds, but because the very fabric of space between us and them is continuously stretching and growing, increasing the distance. This stretching effect has profound implications. As distant galaxies move further and further away, their light has to travel through more and more expanding space to reach us. This causes the light to be stretched or redshifted even more significantly. Eventually, if a galaxy recedes fast enough, its light will be stretched to such an extreme wavelength that it will become too long and too faint for our telescopes to detect. It will effectively vanish from our observable universe, slipping beyond our cosmic horizon. This isn't a loss in the sense of something being destroyed, The galaxies will still exist, vibrant and teeming with stars, but they will become far out of reach, beyond the light travel time that can ever reach. US. It's a dispersion that slowly, gradually, isolates regions of the universe from each other, like islands in an endlessly growing sea. Our own galaxy, along with our local group, will eventually become a solitary island in a vast, empty cosmic ocean dot fill this vastness, not as a void of emptiness, but as a silent, boundless growth. The universe is not emptying out. Rather, the existing matter and energy are simply becoming more thinly spread across an ever-increasing volume of space. This dispersion is a testament to the power of dark energy quietly reshaping the cosmic landscape. It ensures that the universe will not end in a big crunch, where gravity pulls everything back together. Instead, it points towards a future of continued expansion, a big freeze, or big rip, depending on the exact nature of dark energy, a future where the universe becomes ever colder, ever emptier, and ever more diffuse. Imagine the gentle feeling of letting go, of allowing things to drift apart, not with sorrow, but with a sense of natural progression. The universe, in its grand wisdom, is embracing this dispersion. It is allowing vast distances to grow, creating an immense canvas for potential, for quiet evolution within isolated cosmic islands. This process is slow, majestic, and unstoppable, changing the very definition of what is observable and what is local in the cosmos dot as we lie here. In our small corner of the universe, this profound dispersion is happening all around us. Invisibly, relentlessly, it is a reminder that the universe is not static, that its story is still being written, and that its future will be profoundly different from its past. The great cosmic ballet continues, and the steps are becoming wider. The distances between the dancers ever greater. This quiet spreading, this embrace of boundless growth, leads us to contemplate the profound implications of what truly fills those ever-widening gaps. The quiet strength of the void itself, *, the quiet strength of the void and the stillness of your mind. Explore the quiet spaces where even nothingness holds a profound power, an invisible force residing within the empty vastness, pushing against the known, silently asserting its will. The void not empty, but imbued with a gentle, unseen. Might dot as you sink deeper into your restful state, allow your thoughts to drift towards the concept of emptiness, of the void. Often, we perceive emptiness as a lack, an absence, a space devoid of presence. But in the grand cosmic tapestry, the void is far from empty. In fact, it holds a profound and mysterious strength, an invisible force that is quietly, relentlessly, shaping the very destiny of the universe. This is the quiet strength of dark energy, residing within the seemingly empty vastness. Imagine looking out at a clear night sky, far away from city lights. The spaces between the glittering stars, between the wispy nebulae, and between the distant galaxies appear black, silent, and empty. For centuries, this blackness was considered inert, a mere backdrop. But what if this apparent nothingness is actually teeming with a subtle, pervasive energy? What if this void, far from being passive, is an active participant in the cosmic drama, pushing against the familiar forces of matter and gravity? This is precisely what dark energy suggests. It's not a particle, not a field in the traditional sense, but rather an intrinsic property of space itself. Think of it as the very fabric of space having an inherent constant tension, a subtle outward pressure that never diminishes, no matter how much space expands. This pressure, this quiet strength, is what causes the universe's accelerated expansion. Consider a large, perfectly calm lake. On its surface, you might see ripples from a pebble or the gentle movement of a boat. These are the visible actions. But beneath the surface, the vast volume of water itself exerts a hydrostatic pressure, a silent force that pushes equally in all directions, even in the deepest, stillest parts of a lake. The strength of the void, dark energy, is akin to this. Pervasive, underlying pressure existing everywhere, even where nothing else seems to be. This quiet strength manifests in a unique way. It doesn't dilute as the universe expands. Unlike matter and radiation, which become more spread out and less dense as the volume of space increases, the density of dark energy remains constant. This is a crucial distinction. As the universe grows, the amount of matter and radiation in any given volume decreases, but the amount of dark energy in that same volume stays the same because new space brings with it new dark energy. This means that over cosmic time, dark energy's influence grows proportionally to the increasing volume of the universe. While matter and radiation are constantly being diluted by expansion, dark energy's influence is effectively growing stronger relative to them. In the early universe, when everything was tightly packed, matter and radiation dominated, and gravity was the reigning force. But as the universe aged and matter became more thinly spread, the constant, unwavering strength of the void, this dark energy began to take over. It's like a subtle, pervasive whisper that over billions of years grows into the dominant voice. This voice, this quiet strength, is what is now pushing galaxies apart at an ever-increasing rate. It's the reason why the cosmic ballet is not merely expanding, but accelerating. The void, rather than being an absence, is imbued with a gentle, unseen might that shapes the very destiny of the cosmos. Imagine an ancient, wise being silently observing the universe. This being doesn't act with grand gestures or sudden movements. Instead, its power lies in its constant, unwavering presence, its subtle influence that, over vast stretches of time, produces monumental changes. This is the quiet strength of the void, an enduring, fundamental aspect of reality. The future's distant glow drift into thoughts of time, stretching far beyond, where stars grow dim and galaxies recede, carried by a current that never truly rests, a future sculpted by this unseen, quiet force, a cosmic twilight bathed in the soft glow of endless expansion. As you rest in this quiet moment, let your mind gently unfurl, stretching beyond the present, beyond even the vastness of the observable universe, into the immeasurable expanse of time itself. Imagine peering into the distant future of the cosmos, a future shaped by the relentless, quiet force of dark energy. It is a vision of a universe transformed, where the familiar constellations of today will eventually become whispers in the vast silence, and the vibrant tapestry of galaxies will fade into a cosmic twilight, bathed in the soft, continuous glow of endless expansion. For billions of years, the universe has been a dynamic, evolving place. Stars have been born, lived, and died, enriching the cosmos with heavier elements. Galaxies have formed, collided, and merged, creating grander, more complex structures. But the pervasive influence of dark energy, that unseen ocean, that quiet strength of the void, is slowly, inexorably guiding the universe towards a different kind of existence, a future where dispersion, rather than formation, becomes the dominant. Imagine our own Milky Way galaxy, currently a brilliant spiral, surrounded by countless other galaxies, each a beacon of light in the cosmic night. In the not-so-distant future, relatively speaking, our nearest large neighbor, the Andromeda galaxy, will merge with the Milky Way, forming a new, larger galaxy we sometimes call 𝗏𝗏𝗏. This is a gravitational embrace, a local event driven by the strong pull of matter. But beyond our immediate galactic dance, dark energy's influence will continue to assert itself, relentlessly pushing all other galaxies away. As time stretches into the incomprehensible eons, the expansion of the universe will continue to accelerate. To distant galaxies, once visible as faint smudges of light through powerful telescopes, will recede faster and faster. The light they emit, already redshifted by the stretching of space, will be stretched even further, into wavelengths so long and energies so low that they will become undetectable. They will effectively vanish beyond our cosmic horizon, not because they cease to exist, but because the space between us and them expands faster than their light can ever reach us. Think of an ant on an infinitely stretching rubber band. Even if the ant walks, if the rubber band stretches fast enough, the ant will never reach a fixed point far away. Similarly, galaxies will continue to shine, but their light will be eternally outpaced by the accelerating expansion of the intervening space. Our observable universe, the sphere of all that we can ever hope to see, will shrink dramatically over time, eventually encompassing only our own local group of galaxies. All other galaxies, once our cosmic neighbors, will become forever lost to view, shrouded in an impenetrable veil of expanding space. This future is one of increasing isolation. Our 𝗁𝗶𝗏 galaxy, magnificent in its own right, will become an island universe, alone in a vast, dark, and seemingly empty cosmos. No light from other galaxies will reach us, no signals, no evidence of their existence. The night sky will become profoundly, utterly black, save for the stars of our own galaxy. The concept of galaxies, as we know them, outside of our own local clump, will become a theoretical idea, inferred from observations made billions of years prior, rather than a direct, observable reality. And even within our isolated island universe, the relentless march of time continues. Stars, those brilliant furnaces of light and heat, have finite lifespans. The largest and most brilliant stars burn through their fuel quickly, exploding as supernova or collapsing into black holes. Smaller stars, like our own sun, burn more steadily, but even they will eventually exhaust their nuclear fuel, swelling into red giants before fading into white dwarfs. Over truly vast timescales, even these stellar remnants will cool and dim, eventually becoming cold, dark lumps of matter. The universe will grow progressively colder, sparser, and darker. Black holes, formed from the remnants of massive stars, will slowly evaporate over truly astronomical timescales through a process theorized by Stephen Hawking, emitting faint radiation as they do. Eventually, even the most massive black holes will dissipate into nothing more than dispersed particles. The atoms themselves will become increasingly scattered, their bonds weakening as the universe stretches them further apart. This isn't a dramatic, fiery end, but a gradual, quiet dissipation. It's a cosmic twilight, an infinitely prolonged fading. The future of the universe, sculpted by dark energy, points towards a state of ultimate thermodynamic equilibrium, often referred to as the heat death of the universe. In this scenario, all energy will be spread out uniformly, leading to a state of maximum entropy, where no more work can be done, no more processes can occur. The universe will become a vast, cold, empty expanse, devoid of light, activity, or anything resembling the vibrant cosmos we observe today. Imagine the last faint ember of a dying campfire, glowing softly before fading into ash and cold, is the distant glow of the future. It's a sobering thought, perhaps, but also one that imbues the present moment with profound significance. Our existence, our vibrant universe, is a temporary, magnificent flicker against an immense backdrop of cosmic time. So, as you drift towards sleep, let the vastness of this future settle gently in your mind. It's a testament to the quiet, ceaseless work of dark energy, shaping destinies on scales beyond human comprehension. The universe, in its ultimate unfolding, moves towards a state of ultimate stillness, a tranquil vastness. And in this ever-expanding silence where the cosmos finally rests, we find a profound peace, Asterisk resting in the expanding silence as slumber gently calls, and thoughts begin to fade. Rest in the vastness, the silent expansion all around, knowing the universe unfolds. Even as you dream a cosmic lullaby of mystery and endless space, finding peace in the gentle, ever-widening dark dot now as the whispers of the universe grow softer, and the gentle call of slumber beckons, allow your body to relax completely. Feel the warmth of your bed, the softness of your pillow, and the slow, steady rhythm of your own breath. You have journeyed through immense cosmic landscapes tonight, explored the invisible forces that shape galaxies, and contemplated the vast stretches of time that define the universe's past, present, and future. And now it is time to simply be within that vastness, to find peace in the expanding silence all around you. Close your eyes, if they are not already closed, and imagine the quiet dark of your room. Beyond these walls, beyond your city, beyond our familiar planet, lies the boundless expanse of space. And within that space, as you've learned, the fabric of existence itself is subtly, gently, continuously unfolding. This is the silent expansion, the quiet work of dark energy happening everywhere, all the time. Even as you dream, the universe continues its grand, unhurried stretch. Feel this expansion not as an unsettling emptiness, but as a profound calm. It is the universe breathing a vast, slow inhale and exhale that has lasted for billions of years, and will continue for billions more. In this immense, unhurried rhythm, there is a deep sense of peace. You are a part of this unfolding, connected to the stars, to the galaxies, to the very fabric of space-time itself. Your own breath, your own heartbeat is a tiny, perfect echo of the universe's grand, silent processes. Don't let go of any lingering thoughts, any worries or concerns from the day. Imagine them gently dissolving into the vast, quiet ocean of dark energy we explored earlier. They are like tiny ripples on an immense sea, fading into the smooth, pervasive calm. There is nothing left to do, nowhere left to go, except deeper into this restful awareness. The concept of dark energy, though still a profound mystery to scientists, offers a unique lens through which to view silence and emptiness. It teaches use that even what appears to be nothingness is imbued with a hidden power, a gentle but relentless might. So, as you embrace the quiet dark, know that it is not truly empty, but filled with this subtle, fundamental energy, sustaining the very expansion of your cosmic home. Imagine yourself floating effortlessly in this expanding silence. There is no up or down, no beginning or end. You are simply suspended, weightless, in a cosmic lullaby. The galaxies are receding, but they are still there, vast islands of light, forever dancing their slow, elegant ballet. And the stars, even those that will one day dim and fade, continue to shine their ancient light, a comforting, distant glow against the ever-widening dark. This expansive silence is a space of boundless potential. Just as the universe continues to unfurl, creating new space, so too does your mind in sleep create and explore new realms of thought and dream. This journey through dark energy has been an invitation to explore the unseen, to find wonder in the subtle, and to appreciate the profound mysteries that lie just beyond our perception. Asterisk. As your thoughts become softer, more dreamlike, consider that the universe, in its grand design, balances seemingly opposing forces. The pull of gravity, which gathers and binds, and the push of dark energy, which separates and expands. It is in this dynamic balance, this cosmic interplay, that the universe finds its stability, its flow, its enduring existence. And just as the universe finds its balance, so too can you find yours in this moment of quiet rest. Release any tension from your body, starting from your toes and moving slowly upwards through your feet, your calves, your knees, your thighs. Feel your hips soften, your abdomen relax. Let your shoulders drop, your arms grow heavy, your hands uncurl. Feel the gentle release in your neck and the peaceful calm spreading across your face. Your eyelids are heavy, your jaw is soft, your brow is smooth. You are safe, you are warm. You are cradled by the very forces that shape the cosmos. The universe is a vast, beautiful mystery, and you are an intricate part of its unfolding story. Rest now in this gentle, ever-widening dark, knowing that the whispers of nothingness continue, the cosmic ballet dances on, and the loom of space-time endlessly unravels, even as you find peace in the expanding silence. Good night, and may your dreams be as vast and wondrous as the universe itself. Sweet dreams.
𝗏